right now we've got the Jaguars job available, the Raiders, although I think Rich Bisaccia has coached his way into that job.
I hope
That's
so.
a different topic that we may get to. We've got the Broncos, the Vikings, the Bears as the vacant positions. The Giants may or may not become open. Do you see one in this cycle that you think Flores should be paying attention to, or just go back to New England for a year, or go somewhere else for a year, take a year off, enjoy a buyout for a year, and then decide what you're going to do in 2023?
Well, I do look at the Broncos, as a team that's got a lot of pieces in place. I do. That jumps out to me as far as a place to where, if they could get the quarterback situation right here in the offseason, Flores.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, right. Flores could certainly hit the ground running with that type of football team. The Bears with their defense, there's a lot of similar, style as far as the defense he runs. He could certainly go there and install his principles there, and they have the personnel to do that. There's a lot of 3-4 there. I thought maybe the Houston Texans job might come open. That was another one that I thought about with Nick Caserio being there, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I don't think he's going to want to deal with that talk as far as the Deshaun Watson there either. So, I guess what I'm saying here is I don't know if there's one that jumps out to me right now, is what I'm saying. It might be a year where he has to just sit back and, like you said, be a consultant or go to New England and wait his turn one more year.
I got one last factor that needs to be considered here, because from time to time we will mention that, Steelers fans get up in arms about Mike Tomlin, and if Tomlin would ever be fired, he would land somewhere else immediately, to the point where teams that have coaches would fire those coaches if it meant getting Tomlin. So we talked about the vacancies that are out there. Can we rule out completely the possibility that there are owners who thought about it, on the fence, and decided going into the offseason as it began yesterday morning, I'm going to stand pat with who I have. And then here comes the curveball. Brian Flores is available.
Yeah, right.
That changes the thinking. Right? Now, I'm not going to let the bird in the hand get away unless I know I can get Brian Flores. But am I at least considering? Are there teams out there where the consideration may be, you know what, it's kind of run its course with our current head coach. Maybe this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of ideas. I'm not going to say them. Because, look, it's not fair to the coaches involved to think that they're dangling now because Flores is available. From his perspective, he may not be comfortable having any conversations with anyone if their job isn't already vacant. But if I'm an owner and I got a guy that I'm not real sure about and I know I can get Flores, if I know I can get him, I'm saying to the guy that I have, I'm not real sure about you. See you later. I'm going to get this guy while I can before somebody else does.
Yeah, well, I think that's how the football world views Brian Flores, is that he's special. He's a special commodity. There's no doubt. And I do look at it too. I think with like a guy like Brian Flores, the Bears, that situation, there's no GM there. Young quarterback in Fields, okay, got that in place. I will say with a guy like Brian Flores coming from New England, all that he knows as far as how things are supposed to be run in the front office as well, as far as the GM. See, that to me, again, it points to, there's so many things that point to it. Flores, all his history in New England, doing, personnel stuff too. Oh, wait, and now he didn't get along with the GM that's not from New England and that school of thought. Like, that's where they need to. If Flores does take another job, he needs to be with a GM that understands the New England way. I guess that's where I was going to say too. I think you got to have that element there because there's an expectation as far as how you make the donuts when you come from New England, because they know it's a total organizational thing that the front office and the coaches all going to be on the same page about the process and what it takes to get free agents to draft, the evaluation, and how those pieces fit the style of football you're going to play on the field. And that, to me, is, again, another area I think that gets maybe a little lost in translation at times. And, again, I think it's a problem with Joe Judge and the Giants because there's that thing, that issue there too. Just a random thought that kind of came to my head there as we were talking about this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.